Beloved, open this now or the entity in your home will take full control and destroy you. God says, choose none. I sent Michael to protect you, but the evil entity won't let him in, and if you scroll past or even blink, sorrow will follow you forever. Archangel Michael says, my beloved, listen carefully. A broken bar. There is a darkness moving inside your home right now. Its presence has been silent, cunning, waiting for the right moment to take full control of everything you are. I was sent by God Himself to shield you, to stop what is about to unfold, but the evil force within your walls has locked the doors of your spirit, refusing to let my light enter. You have felt it, haven't you? The sudden coldness when you walk alone at night, the shadows that seem to move when your eyes turn away, the weight on your chest when you try to sleep. These are not coincidence. So this is the entity growing stronger, feeding on fear and silence. And now, as you read these words, it knows that you have a chance to break free, but it also knows how to keep you from acting. The heavens trembled when God saw how far this darkness had crept into your life. You were marked for blessings, for miracles, for divine transformation that no human could stop. But this entity saw that destiny and swore to destroy you before the promise could manifest. It wants nothing less than to see you broken, wandering, and lost. Archangel Michael says, even now, I am outside the gates of your home, sword drawn, ready to sever the ties of darkness. But the choice must be, so do not choose fear, do not choose silence, do not choose to scroll away. If you turn your eyes from this message, sorrow will shadow your life forever. This is not a warning from men, this is the voice of heaven calling you to awaken. Your struggles lately have not been ordinary. The confusion, the betrayals, the financial turmoil, the constant feeling that something unseen is working against you, it all points to this presence. It came silently, attached itself to your moments of weakness, and now it whispers lies that you think are your own thoughts. It tells you you're unworthy, that help will never come, that you must face it alone. But God did not create you to be defeated. He sent me a Michael, their warrior of heaven, to fight on your behalf. Yet, every time fear grips your heart, every time you doubt this divine intervention, you push me further away, and the entity wraps itself tighter around your home. Tonight, if nothing changes, it will grow powerful enough to take full control. Your dreams will twist into nightmares, your blessings will be delayed, and those who truly love you will feel a barrier they cannot explain. The entity is already planting seeds of isolation, pushing away the light of love and surrounding you with despair. Archangel Michael says, the evil force cannot stand the power of your choice. If you open your spirit to me, I will strike it down with a single command. I will restore what it has stolen, heal the fractures in your home, and place a divine shield that no darkness can penetrate. But beloved, heaven cannot force open what you refuse to unlock. This is why you cannot ignore this moment. Every blink, every scroll away, is like turning the bolt on the lock tighter, shutting me out, letting sorrow remain as your unwanted guest. The entity thrives on hesitation. It whispers, do it later. A broken bar. This is nothing a broken bar, you're imagining it. A broken bar, hoping you'll let this chance slip through your fingers. But there are no ladders left. The line between salvation and ruin is being drawn in your life tonight. The angels are watching, God Himself is watching, waiting to see if you will allow heaven to move freely for you. You were meant to conquer, to rise, to see miracles unfold before your eyes. This darkness wants to rob you of all of that, permanently. I have battled countless forces across realms unseen, and I know this enemy well. It hides behind familiar faces, uses your past mistakes as chains, and twists your memories to make you believe you deserve this suffering. None of that is true. You were born with light, chosen for divine purpose, and I was assigned to ensure nothing extinguishes that flame. Archangel Michael says, but even the greatest warrior cannot save a soul that keeps the door locked. The key is in your hands right now. Your action, your belief, your decision to not turn away. Let me in, and the darkness will flee so fast it will never dare return. Deny this call, and the entity will not just stay, it will reign. You may not see me with your physical eyes, but you've felt my attempts to reach you. The sudden peace you couldn't explain, the random moments of protection from accidents, the inner voice that told you not to trust certain people. That was me, fighting for you while this entity fought to close me out. But it has grown bolder. It now sits in the center of your home like a silent tyrant, spreading misfortune to every corner of your life. Your finances have been strangled, your relationships poisoned, your sleep stolen, and your mind clouded with fear. This is not normal, it is spiritual warfare. If you wonder why breakthroughs haven't lasted, why joy has been fleeting, it is because this entity has been intercepting every blessing sent your way. God keeps pouring abundance toward you, but it is snatched before it reaches your hands. That ends only when you take this moment seriously and allow my power to break it apart. Archangel Michael says, I am not asking for praise or offerings, I ask only for permission to act. Heaven respects free will, you must call me in. If you do, I will unleash the armies of light and drive this darkness out forever. If you remain silent, your suffering will echo louder than ever before. Even now, I can hear its whispers as it tries to convince you to doubt. It tells you this is exaggeration, that there is no unseen battle, that your struggles are just life being hard. But beloved, lies are its greatest weapon. Truth feels uncomfortable to the captive because freedom requires stepping into unknown courage. God sent this message because time is running out. The entity has already drawn up plans to push you into irreversible sorrow. It will cause losses so deep that rebuilding will take years unless you act tonight. It knows the only power that can stop it is divine intervention, which is why it fights so hard to keep me out. Your ancestors have seen this before. The battles they lost were not just bad luck or bad choices, so they were attacked by forces like this one, and no warrior stood to fight for them. You, however, have been chosen differently. Heaven refuses to let history repeat itself in your bloodline. Archangel Michael says, this is why I stand armed outside your home right now. My sword is burning with light, ready to strike. Every second you remain still, the enemy's roots deepen. Every second you hesitate, you tighten its grip. But one step, one act of allowing me in, and the heavens will roar with victory on your behalf. You do not have to know every prayer or every spiritual law for this to work. All you need is to accept that heaven is intervening for you tonight. When you do, the chains will fall without effort, the curses will break without struggle, and the entity will be dragged screaming from your home into eternal banishment. But know this, if you blink and dismiss this, darkness will have won a battle that may take years to undo. God does not desire that outcome for you. That is why this message feels heavy, urgent, unlike anything else you've seen. It carries the weight of divine truth and eternal consequence. I have walked beside kings, rescued lost children, and defeated shadows that swallowed entire cities. Yet, none of those battles matter more to me than this one for you. Your soul is priceless, your destiny radiant, and heaven will not let a thief rob it without sending its fiercest defender. Archangel Michael says, I am not far away, beloved. I am standing right beside your spirit, whispering into your heart even now. All that is required is your willingness to let me strike. The evil within your home fears me, but it has tricked you into thinking you must fear it. Tonight, that lie ends. I will fight for your home until it is pure light again. I will place angels at every window, every door, every corner of your life to ensure no darkness can enter again. You will sleep in peace, your blessings will flow without interruption, and the people meant for your journey will return to you without resistance. But this is your moment to choose. God has placed life and sorrow before you and commanded, choose none of the paths of darkness. Choose only the light I sent for you. That light is me, Michael, carrying the power of the Most High to sever what has bound you for too long. Do not underestimate what will happen if you ignore this. The entity has no mercy. It will not stop until you are drained of hope, health, and joy. Its victory depends on your hesitation. Your triumph begins the moment you decide that heaven and not fear rules your home. Archangel Michael says, let me in now. Let me cleanse your space, lift your spirit, and anchor divine power in every corner of your life. You were never meant to fight this alone. You were meant to witness the impossible made possible through heavenly might. From this moment forward, heaven watches your choice. Will you allow the entity to strengthen, or will you let me unleash light so fierce that it will never return? Your destiny hangs in the balance, your blessings await just beyond this battle, and your victory can be claimed in the blink of an eye if only you do not turn away. I am here. I have always been here. I will not leave until you are safe, whole, and free. This message is the final key. Unlock the door, and watch darkness flee forever under the power of God's chosen protector. Archangel Michael says, beloved, I am not finished speaking because heaven knows how much this moment matters. The entity in your home is not ordinary. It is ancient, cunning, and has learned your patterns to stay hidden. It has caused unexplained arguments, drained your energy, and even influenced decisions that led to heartbreak. This is not bad luck. This is deliberate spiritual sabotage. Every tear you have shed in secret, every night you wondered why joy was ripped away from you, it was not fate, it was this darkness feeding on your spirit. It knows your potential is world-changing, which is why it attacked so viciously. It fears what you will become if set free. This is why God sent me directly. No lesser angel could face this darkness because it has bound itself tightly to your life. It knows your memories, it knows your voice, and it pretends to be part of you so that you never try to cast it out. But heaven sees it for what it truly is, a parasite that must be severed immediately. Archangel Michael says, I have already fought battles in the spiritual realm to keep you alive. The accidents you barely escaped, the illnesses that suddenly disappeared, the betrayals you survived, those were victories won by heaven while you slept. But this final stronghold can only be destroyed if you allow me to fully enter your space tonight. Do you remember the feeling of someone watching you, even when you're alone? The random chills that sweep over you in warm rooms, the flicker of shadows in the corner of your vision, that is not imagination. It is a presence that never wanted you to realize it exists. This entity has manipulated situations to make you question your sanity, to isolate you from those who would help, and to make you believe that hope is just a dream. It wants you exhausted because tired warriors do not fight back. But this is where the tables turn. The moment you embrace this divine intervention, my presence will burst through every barrier, every locked door of darkness. My sword, forged by the command of God Himself, will strike where the entity hides, burning every trace of it from your home and spirit. Archangel Michael says, you will feel a shift immediately. The weight on your chest will lift, the cold will vanish, and your sleep will become peaceful again. The blessings that were stolen will start flowing back into your life because the thief will finally be gone. You were not abandoned. Heaven has never left you. Even in your lowest moments, angels whispered guidance, protected you from unseen threats, and shielded your destiny. But this entity has blocked the full power of those blessings by clinging to your spirit like chains. It pretends to love you, to keep you safe from disappointment, but it only feeds on your faith and happiness. It thrives when you believe nothing can change. But beloved, everything can change the moment you open the door for heavenly power to fight for you. Imagine waking up tomorrow without fear, without heaviness in your chest, without invisible weight pressing down on your mind. Imagine the peace of knowing your home is filled only with light, angels standing guard around you, and the divine flow of blessings running freely. This is not fantasia, it is what heaven has planned for you tonight. Archangel Michael says, I have seen what your future looks like once this entity is gone. It is brighter than you dare to imagine. You will walk in divine favor, opportunities will come without struggle, and those who truly love you will be drawn closer. This freedom is not far away, it is one step away. But every step toward freedom is fought for. Darkness will not leave willingly. It will try to convince you that this is unnecessary, that nothing is wrong, that no divine intervention is needed. That is because it knows that if you take action tonight, its reign ends forever. This is why heaven speaks with urgency. God has watched you suffer silently, refusing to let this continue. I have been commanded not just to protect you but to fight until you see victory with your own eyes. Even as I speak, light is forming outside your home, angels aligning to create a shield of divine fire. Once you open the way, that fire will sweep through every room, every hidden corner, flushing out every trace of darkness. The entity will have no choice but to flee, screaming in defeat. Archangel Michael says, when it is gone, you will notice immediate signs. Doors of opportunity will open rapidly, long-delayed blessings will finally arrive, and your spirit will feel like it's breathing freely for the first time in years. That is the power of heaven reclaiming what is yours. You do not have to understand how the battle works. You only need to know that you are not alone, that heaven fights for you relentlessly, and that this moment is your turning point. I was sent because your cries reached the throne of God louder than ever. Your sleepless nights, your silent prayers, your desperate hope for peace, all were heard. Heaven's response was not words but action, sending me, armed with divine authority, to end this once and for all. Beloved, I am ready. The armies of light are ready. Your destiny is ready to unfold in full glory. Do not let hesitation or fear chain you any longer. The evil entity has stolen in or UFO. It will not steal another breath of your life if you choose freedom now. Archangel Michael says, open your spirit to me this instant. Let my sword cut through every invisible chain, every cursed bond, every shadow hiding in your home. Once I enter, there is no power in existence that can withstand the authority of heaven. Archangel Michael says, beloved, I must continue because heaven will not stop until you understand the weight of this moment. The entity inside your home has been preparing for this night. It has spent weeks, months, even years weaving its web around you. Every failed friendship, every strange illness, every sudden financial collapse, it has been moving silently, hoping you never recognize its hand. This is why you've often felt like something is watching you, like the air in your room changes suddenly for no reason. That heaviness in your chest, the whispers in your dreams, the patterns of misfortune, these are not accidents. This is not life being cruel. It is spiritual sabotage. But darkness has underestimated you. It thought you would stay silent forever. It thought fear would keep you from listening to divine warnings. It did not expect that heaven would send me a Michael, the warrior who has defeated countless evil forces throughout eternity, to stand at your door tonight, refusing to leave until you are safe. Archangel Michael says, this battle will not be easy, but it is already won the moment you decide to let heaven fight for you. I carry the sword of light forged in divine fire, a weapon no evil can withstand. With one strike, I can sever every unseen chain holding you down. But I cannot strike unless you allow me in. Heaven respects your choice, it must be your voice that opens the way. Do you feel the tension rising in your home as you read this? That is because the entity knows its time is nearly over. It senses my presence outside your walls, and it trembles. It will try to whisper doubts in your mind right now, hoping you will stop reading, hoping you will delay, hoping you will close your heart to this message. Do not listen to its lies. It will tell you that nothing will change. It will say you are imagining this battle. It will say you do not deserve divine rescue. But beloved, you were chosen by heaven before you were even born. This darkness has no claim over you, it only survives because it convinced you it belonged. Tonight, we expose every hidden deception. The truth will flood your home like a river of fire, burning away the shadows until only light remains. You will see with clarity the paths this entity tried to block. You will recognize the people it used to hurt you. And you will finally break free from the cycle it tried to trap you in. Archangel Michael says, when heaven moves tonight, you will not just feel peace, you will see miracles unfold quickly. Unexpected financial blessings, reconciliations with people who were pushed away, sudden opportunities that align with your destiny, all will return to you once this darkness is destroyed. The entity does not want you to believe in this victory because once you do, its power collapses. It has hidden in silence, fed on your doubts, and convinced you that help would never come. That is why you have felt abandoned, why prayers sometimes felt unanswered. But the truth is, heaven was gathering power for this final strike. God saw the suffering it caused and commanded the armies of light to prepare for a war unlike any other. The moment you embrace this divine intervention, that war begins. Angels will sweep through your home, unseen yet mighty, tearing apart every barrier. You will feel a surge of warmth, a vibration of divine energy, as my sword cuts through invisible chains. The enemy has nowhere to run. It has stayed hidden too long and has drawn too close to you. It cannot escape divine fire once the command is given. Every curse it planted will be uprooted, every lie exposed, every stolen blessing returned sevenfold. Archangel Michael says, this is not just deliverance, it is restoration. When this entity is gone, you will not simply return to normal life, you will step into the life heaven intended for you all along. A life of peace, abundance, and divine protection where no evil can touch you again. Do you know why this moment feels different from anything you've ever experienced? Because it is. This is not just another message, it is a direct summons from the throne of God, a final call before destiny is sealed. If you delay or turn away, sorrow will indeed follow. It will deepen every shadow already